Welcome to the Literature in English class. I am going to explain you Act 3, Scene 2. Now, in this scene, Stefano and Trinculo are quite drunk by now and plotting of killing Prospero takes more concrete shape in this scene. In his drunken state, Stefano accepts Caliban as a slave and acts though he has inherited the island and is the ruler there. Stefano assures Caliban that he will not run away from the enemy and wishes to know who the enemy is. Despite the liquor, Trinculo talks more sanely and takes Caliban to be foolish for believing that Stefano can be the master of the island. Caliban nor Stefano believe Trinculo, and Caliban reveals his plan and says that Prospero slept in the afternoon, and that is when Stefano and Trinculo can kill him. Now let's begin with the scene. Enter Caliban, Stefano and Trinculo. Stefano said that they should not stop drinking. Only when the cask of wine is empty, they would drink water. Stefano orders Caliban to follow him and deal with the cask of wine. Servant monster calls him a servant monster and asked him to drink to his health. Trinculo was surprised, saying, "Servant monster, what fools are there on that island? There seem to be only five human beings on that island." Stefano, Caliban, Trinculo are three of them. Other were Prospero and Miranda. If the other two have no better brains than them, then the state would collapse. Stefano drinks servant monster. When he would ask him, his eyes were staring blankly as if they were set in his head. Trinculo says, "Where else should they be set? How would he be a handsome monster if his eyes were set in the tail?" Stefano says Caliban has so soaked his tongue in wine that he could hardly speak, and for him the sea could drown him. He swam about 35 leagues over the sea to reach the shore. By this light, he will become his lieutenant monster, or he will become a person who can hold his flag. Trinculo says he would be his lieutenant, but he would not be a person who could hold his flag, as he was incapable of standing on his legs. Stefano says, Mr. Monster, he will not run away from the enemy." Now, Trinculo says that no, he would not even be able to walk away neither. He would lie down quietly like dogs. Now Stefano says, "Monster, speak." That he should speak once in his life. He was a good monster. Caliban now says that it was his honor. Let him lick his shoes. He would serve him, but he will not serve Trinculo because he was not brave. Trinculo to Caliban that he was telling a lie. Most ignorant monster. He was so brave as to fight with a policeman. Trinculo calls Caliban an immoral fish. And could any man who has drunk wine as much he had did fail to be brave? Trinculo asks Caliban that how can he tell such a lie, being only half a fish and half a monster? Caliban to Stefano, "Look, my lord, he, Trinculo, was mocking at him, and Stefano should not allow that to happen. Trinculo again says, Lord, he says, it is absurd that a monster should be such a stupid creature. Caliban says, Look, look again. He requests Stefano to bite him to death. Now Trinculo says, Talk properly. If not, he would hang him to the next tree. This poor monster was a subject and he would not suffer any insult. Caliban says he thanked his noble master that would he listen once again to the request he made. Stefano says, By Virgin Mary, he would kneel down and repeat his request. He would stand, and so will Trinculo. Now Ariel enters and he is invisible. Caliban says that he has told him before he was the slave of a tyrant, a musician who by his magic has robbed him of his island. Ariel, being invisible, says, You are lying. Now Caliban says that you are a liar and you jesting monkey. He requests his brave master, that is Stefano, to destroy Trinculo. He should not lie. He was telling a lie. Monkey, he was telling a lie. Now Stefano says, Trinculo, if you interrupt, I swear by the hand. So Stefano swore by his hand that he will knock out some of his teeth. Trinculo was confused. He says that he has not said anything. Stefano says, Order him to be quiet, and he said him he should not speak, and asked Caliban to continue with his tale. Now Caliban says he has told him to got this island by magic. Prospero got it from Caliban. Caliban requested him to avenge the injustice done to him. He knew he has the courage. That stupid man, Trinculo, has no courage. Stefano says, that was most certain. Caliban says he would become the owner of the island and he would serve him. Stefano says, how can that be done? Can he take him to the magician? Says, yes, he could. He will take him to Prospero where he is sleeping. He may drive a nail into his head. Ariel was invisible to Caliban that he was lying and he cannot do that. Now Caliban to Trinculo that what a clown you are, and calls him a rotten fool. He begged Stefano, Sir, that you have to give him a good beating to take his bottle from him. When he has done that, he will have to drink only salty sea water, because he will not show him where the streams of fresh water were. Stefano again to Trinculo that do not take any more chances. He warns him that if he interrupts Caliban with one more word, he swears by this land that he will withhold all his sympathy and beat him as severely as a stockfish is beaten. Now Trinculo was again confused and asked Stefano that what has he done? He did not do anything. He will not move a little further off. Stefano says to Trinculo that did he not say the monster lied? Ariel speaking from behind, you are lying. Stefano to Trinculo, am I not lies? Am I not telling a lie? Then he takes this, strikes Trinculo. If he liked being treated, thus contradict him again. Trinculo, he did not contradict. He has been confused and deaf. A curse be upon his bottle. Such was the outcome of too much drinking. A curse on Caliban. May the devil take his fingers. Caliban, ha 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 ha. Stefano, now to continue with your tale. He requests Trinculo to stand away from them. Caliban again asked Stefano to beat the jester. After a while, he would beat him. Stefano says, stand away, and asked Caliban to continue with his tale. Caliban, as he told him, it was Prospero's habit to sleep in the afternoon. There they may knock out his brains. But first he should take away his magic books. Then he could knock out his brain or rip open his belly with a stake or cut his throat with his knife. Remember first to take away his magic books, because without them he is helpless, like a drunkard like him, nor does he have any one spirit to command. They all deeply hate him as Caliban does. Burn his book. He has lot of fine implements, that what he calls them. He says that when he has a regular house, he will decorate it with them. However, a matter of concern is the beauty of his daughter, which he says is matchless. Caliban says that he has never seen a woman as beautiful as Miranda, but her beauty surpasses Sycorax's also, his mother. Stefano says, if she is so beautiful, monster, that he will not kill that man. He will not kill Miranda but kill Prospero. Stefano and Miranda will then be the king and the queen of that island. May God bless the royal couple. Trinculo and Caliban will be viceroys. So he asked Trinculo whether he likes the plan or not. Trinculo says, excellent. Stefano asked for his hand, that he is sorry for he's beaten him, but he warned him to speak politely as long as he lives. Caliban says, within half an hour, Prospero will be asleep and then they can get rid of him. Stefano says, he swore by the honor. Ariel, aside, he wanted to tell the plan to Prospero. Caliban says, you make him so glad. He was full of pleasure. Let them be joyful. Will he sing the song that he taught him a short while? Stefano says, yes, this was a reasonable request and it can be accepted. Come on, Trinculo, let us sing. Mock them, challenge them, and mock them. Thinking is free from restriction. Caliban says, this was not the tune. Ariel played the tune on a drum and a pipe. Stefano, what music is this? This was a tune, their song played by some invisible person. Stefano asked Ariel that if he was a man, he should show his identity. If he is a devil, his remark is, he is pleased. Trinculo, O God, forgive his sins. Stefano, he who dies says all his debts. I defy him, may God have mercy on us. Caliban, are you not afraid? Stefano, no, monster, he is not. Caliban, don't be afraid. This island was full of musical sounds and sweet sounds, which gave pleasure and they do not harm. Sometimes he heard the mixed sounds of 1,000 musical instruments played together, and sometimes he heard his own voice, which even if he had woken up after a long sleep would put him to sleep again. Sometimes he saw dreams in which he saw clouds open and show riches that would fall into his hands. On waking up from such a dream, he went back in dream again. Stefano, this would prove a good kingdom for him, where he could hear music without playing anything. Caliban, when Prospero is destroyed or killed, he will be killed in a short time. He remembered what he told him. Trinculo, the musical sound was going away. They should follow it. Afterwards, they should do their work. Stefano, lead monster, they will follow. He wished he could see the player of the drum he played fast and passionately. Trinculo says, will he come? He will follow Stefano. And that's where I end my explanation. Now, there is a assignment for you. An assignment for you, referring closely to it, describe vividly the character of Trinculo and Caliban. Do this assignment in your fair literature registers. Thank you and have a nice day.